Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. In this game, the focus is going to be on playing a team composition that is contested in the lobby. This means other people playing the same team composition as you, and trying to do my best to put a team together and at least try to get a top 4 finish in a game where there are multiple other people playing the same team composition in the lobby. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about that, and you just have to make the best you can of a bad situation. So there are high roll games and there are low roll games, and this is very much on the low roll end of the spectrum. So we will get to that in a minute. This is a normal game of Teamfight Tactics, not a ranked game. So that means that you often tend to get people from different skill levels. I think that there is, I think there was like a couple people in Diamond in this game, but there was also at least one unranked player. And unranked does not necessarily mean bad, but I do think that one of the players in this game was not super familiar with teamfight tactics, as I'll get to as the game goes on. Okay, so I took the Ezreal with the Chain Vest as my starting champion here. I still like the Chain Vest start. I think it's very good. One of the reasons why I like the Chain Vest start is not only is it flexible because it can build into a bunch of different useful items. If you would end up getting double chains, then that can be Bramble, and that's really good. Like, generally speaking, with the starting item, you kind of want to be in a position where you don't mind having two of the item because that pops up relatively frequently. And like having double chain vest is not a bad situation. Okay, so I've got Darius, I've got TF here. I was like, oh, look at this. I've got a syndicate emblem, one for all. When your syndicates die, they grant your other syndicates 20 attack damage and ability power. This is a very, very powerful augment when playing syndicates. I was like, oh, cool. Look at this. I've already got two Dariuses. I have a TF. I can take all for one. I can play syndicates and run a syndicates board that like goes into Akali in the late game. And I was like, great, perfect. I have the units for this. I have one of the best augments you can get. It's a silver augment, which means that most other augments are not going to be particularly strong, but One for All is a really, really nice syndicate augment because every time one of your syndicate units dies, it gives a stacking bonus to all of the other syndicate units. It's basically the Dark Star ability from set 3, for those who might remember that. So it's a great augment to have. You can end up with some really powerful syndicate boards if you play this augment. So I'm feeling great about my start. The items are maybe not quite what I want, but you know, that rod can be half of a Morello's. The and by the way, here I get Zyra as well, so I can just go right ahead, go to the next level, go to level 4, play Zyra. I've got 3 Syndicate in, and now I just have to find one Shaco, and I can replace like the TF with Shaco. I'll have Syndicate plus Assassin. I randomed my way into a 2-star Twitch there. So all I need is like one Shaco and this start is off and rolling. The glove can be an Infinity Edge. The rod can be a Morello's. The rod could also be an Archangel Staff. Archangel Staff is one of the best items on Akali down the road. I can have TF hold Akali items long term. So this is a really promising start. If I could just get like a 2-star Darius and then just like find one Shaco, I'll be off and rolling from this starting position. Now, unfortunately, Darius gets popped relatively quickly in this fight. Losing rounds here is not terrible. Like, if I have a close loss, it's not that bad. So I'm hoping that maybe I can kill, like, the Trundle right here. That Trundle's on, like, one hit. Unfortunately, Zyra is focusing the choke. I was like, come on, hit that Trundle. Oh, that was the wrong place to target with your spellcast, Zyra. But it's okay. Like I said, losing an early round is not horrible or anything like that. And I will go ahead and just hold these poppies for the moment because I think the next unit in, if I can't find Shaco, should be another bodyguard so that Darius will be able to stand there and tank for a little bit longer. If you're new to this particular set, by now most people are probably familiar with set 6, but the Syndicate trait, what it does is it gives units on your team extra armor, extra magic resistance, and extra Omnivamp, which means you heal off of both auto attacks and spells. At Syndicate 3, it only is one unit that gets the bonus, and then at Syndicate 5, all of the Syndicates get the bonus. And if you can make it all the way up to Syndicate 7, your whole team gets it, and it's a much increased bonus. The most recent patch, as I record this, increased the benefit on Syndicate 7 from plus 33% to plus 50%. So Syndicate 7 is definitely worth playing now if you can make it there. I believe you need to get a Syndicate emblem, so not something that's going to happen very often, but if you can manage to get up to Syndicate 7, it's quite powerful because I believe all of your units are getting 90 armor, 90 magic resist, and they're also getting, I think it's 20% plus 50%, so 30% on the vamp, I think is what they're getting, something like that. So anyway, I lost the first round, won the second round. I would really like to be at 10 gold after this round, so I would potentially play, I could potentially play the Blitz on level up, I could potentially play that Talon if I wanted to get Assassin trait in for Twitch, but I'd rather play through the Darius right now, i.e. giving Darius Bodyguard trait, because I already am playing through Syndicate. Now this person has a Shaco, so like that's the unit that I need, and unfortunately it looks like this person is going to be playing the Syndicate trait as well. TF gets off a nice wild card there, but my team is pretty much cut to shreds at this point, so it looks like I'm going to lose this round. So rather than try to get to 10 gold, I decide I'll just pre-level to level 5. This is going to make me poorer in this game, means my economy is going to be weaker, but it's going to allow me to have the option of playing a bunch of different units depending on what I hit and what I can get from the carousel here, as we, depending on what pops out. So loss, win, loss, not great from an econ perspective. I didn't get to 10 gold at the end of 2-3, which is also not great, but I do have early priority. Now, I would love to take the Shaco. That would be my pick. I was like, oh, just let me take this Shaco, but it gets taken. I was like, that is disappointing, because that would have made... I could have just like taken out the Zyra and played Shaco plus Twitch for Assassin, and that I think would have helped me out quite a bit, Syndicate plus Assassin. But it's not a possibility, unfortunately. It gets taken, even though I have second pick on Carousel, and there's only 2 people that can deny the Shaco. Someone else takes it. So, is what it is. I go ahead and take the belt so that I can make Morello's, and I will have Twisted Fate hold on to that. Now, it might be a little bit of a strange choice, but Twisted Fate does apply Morello's really well. He's one of the best units early for applying that with his wildcards. And I think that it's important to have that in, even though Morello's was nerfed in the most recent patch, I still think it's very important to have that in my team composition, just so I can get that burn effect going. All right, so now I'm going to look to, again, try to reposition here. I will play the Blitzcrank over the Poppy, because Blitz is, a 2-cost unit. Should be better in most circumstances than a Poppy. And it's not like I'm playing Yordle straight right now. So this person's board looks fairly weak. Certainly looks a lot weaker than some of these other boards that we've been seeing thus far. I guess this person does have a fair amount of gold, but the board itself looks relatively weak, and I don't think they're going to kill any of my units. Yeah, so able to win that. And then I'll sell the Talon to get to 10 gold. Like I said, not in great shape economically, but do what I can to at least get to 10 gold here while being level 5. Going loss win is not great. I could have potentially looked to loss streak, but I felt as though I was pretty close to win streaking here. I hit the 2-star Darius. I felt like if I could just get one Shaco and then replace the Zyra with Shaco, that I'd actually be in a pretty strong position as far as board strength goes, just because, I've got that really nice augment that buffs up the Syndicate units. But like I'm looking at these other people, so I was like, oh man, this person, Hoenn Gan 2508, they've got, they're playing Syndicate plus Assassin, so like they're basically playing the exact same thing that I want to play. And then I'm like looking through these other boards here. I was like, all right, so I guess I'm being contested by one other person, and that person hasn't lost a round yet, so that's pretty bad. I'm going to be up against someone who is playing the same thing I am, but they already have the Shaco. And in fact, they have pretty good itemization on their Shaco. I think they had Last Whisper plus Hurricane, which are pretty good items on Shaco. So like they've already got a much better unit to play through. I don't really have a carry unit right now. It's kind of intended to be Shaco at this point in time in the game, but I haven't found Shaco. So playing someone else who is going to be playing the same team comp, but is richer than I am and has found better units than I have, and probably also has better items than I have at the moment too. Plus they have Pandora's items augment, which means that they will keep getting all the item components shuffled on their bench. My advantage is I have the... my augment is really good, and particularly scales well as the game goes on and as I play more Syndicates. By the way, here the Ziggs dodging against the Scion is pretty hilarious. Actually got pretty close to winning there, but in any case, that person who was on the big win streak loses, so that's good for the rest of the lobby. And the only person who's win streaking still is that person who is contesting the Syndicate units with me. So, like I said, a little bit unfortunate. It's not as though Syndicate is like super popular at the moment. It's, I'd say, like middling in popularity, but in this lobby we've got someone else who is clearly contesting that. And at this point, there's not much I can do about that. I guess I could play with a dead augment, but I don't think my team composition is particularly well lined up to go in any other direction either. I've got a Brawler's Glove on my bench, which is, an item that plays really well with Assassins, so I don't see any strong reason to try and change up my comp into something else. Alright, let's see what we can find here. So, getting more minion stuff here. And then I got another glove, so I was like, okay. I mean, gloves are good when you're playing Assassins. The cloak, not as much, but oh well. I don't really want double gloves here though, and I do have a reforger, so I think I get the idea to, I was like, you know, if I could get like a tier, that would be good. If I could get a rod, that would be good. If I could get another vest, that would be good. Even if I get another cloak, I can make Dragon's Claw. I was like, let's just reforger one of these gloves, because like I want one glove for an Infinity Edge. I don't know that I need two. So I'm able to change it into a chain vest, and that'll make Bramble, and that I do think has a lot of value since we know that there's some other assassin players in this lobby. Again, I feel like my board strength is not that bad for this stage in the game. If I could just find one Shaco, I think I'd be sitting pretty right now. But so far, at least, the Shakos have not shown up, so I have to play the Zyra instead. And by the way, I've only seen one Zyra and one TF. I guess I did get the Darius 2-star, so that's not so bad, but I'm not exactly hitting a lot of other Syndicate units. All right, now you may have questioned why go out of your way to make the Morellos early. What's the big deal? Why are you putting such a high priority on Morellos? Well, this round right here is going to show why I put such a high priority on Morellos. This person's already gone to level 6. They have found a Scion and a Cho already. I mean, finding Cho this early, not that surprising, but they found a Scion super duper early. But I would be doing literally nothing to this team except for the fact that I've got Morellos ticking on both of them. That cuts into the healing from Cho's Redemption. And look at the true damage on Twisted Fate there. He does 1,600 true damage. That's all from that Morellos that he kept applying. So yeah, that fight was just 100% won by the Morellos. Like, I literally just won the fight off of having that Morellos. So that was why I went for it there. In any case, again, still haven't found Shaco yet. Really, really, really wish I could find Shaco because the 2-star Twitch was nice in the very early game, but that falls off pretty quickly. And I really need another unit to play through in terms of damage. Like, the TF with the Morellos is not bad. Like, I can play through that unit to some extent, but it's a 1-star TF. So, yeah, I mean, that's not going to carry that hard. But in any case, we'll see what can happen. So here, I'm looking at this person, I was like, wait a minute. Hoenga 2508 is playing Syndicate. And this person, Doyu2, is also playing? They're also playing Shaco, and they're also playing Assassins? I was like, wait, what? Someone else is playing this comp too? I guess they have Knife's Edge, so they felt like they had to... Knife's Edge for their augment, so I guess they felt like they had to play Assassins. But I was like, wait a minute, I'm being contested by 2 people in this lobby that are both playing the exact same thing I am? Oh, man. That's not good. That's not good at all. At least the person, Hoenga, did actually lose a round there. All right, so I have a choice to pick between some different things. Now, normally you just say, well, take Stand United. The problem is I'm planning on playing heavily into Syndicate trade. I want to run 5 Syndicate if at all possible, so I'm not sure I'm going to play that many traits. And I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I think Makeshift Armor would actually be pretty good here. Because remember, if I get Syndicate 5, all of my Syndicate champions are going to get 60 armor and 60 magic resistance. So then if I'm able to get up to Syndicate 5, any unit that's a Syndicate that does not have items on them will get another 55 armor and 55 magic resistance. So, you know, they'll have like, what, 110 armor and 110 magic resistance if they don't have items. So I think that that's actually pretty good. I think that there's a lot of synergy there. So now I just have to get Syndicate up to that amount so that they all get that, up to Syndicate 5. And I guess Darius is not going to get the benefit because he's got the Bramble Vest, but that's okay. Darius is the one getting the Syndicate benefit most of the time right now because he is the one up in front who's taking the most damage. All right, anyway, we're back here to Hoenga 2508, who has picked up a Bodyguard emblem. I believe is running 4 bodyguards right now. They've made Bodyguard Lysandra, which is a smart choice. Lysandra, another good Morellos user. So the good news is almost all my damage right now is magic. I don't really do a lot of physical damage. Look at the Morellos burn applying. Now, is it going to be enough here? No, it's not going to be enough. But at least this fight is relatively close because my board strength is significantly weaker than this person's. But I'm still able to make it at least into a competitive round. Like, they have 2-star Darius, 2-star Cat, 2-star Leona. Plus, they already have Shaco in the team comp. And they have 2 out of 3 Shacos. At this point, I'm still wondering where Shaco is. I really need to benefit through Shaco. Like, right now, my Syndicate board should be playing through a Shaco, but I don't even have Shaco 1-star, much less Shaco 2-star, so that's a little bit concerning. And I'm still wondering what my game would have looked like if I'd been able to take that Shaco off the carousel on the previous stage, but was not able to do that, even though I was second pick, so now I've got to go ahead and select something right here. So I decide that I will look to go ahead and take this sword, and the reason for that is I do want to get some use out of this glove. I'll go ahead and look to make the Infinity Edge with it. I don't love making Infinity Edge here because I'd like to be able to use the sword on a Guardian Angel for a future Akali. It's probably her most important item. because she has very low health and is susceptible to getting just randomly popped in fights. But I felt like my board strength was getting pretty weak and that I needed to strengthen it. And one of the best ways I could do that was to put Infinity Edge on a unit. I was looking at who to put it on. It's got to be one of the assassins. And I was like, all right, I think I'll just go ahead and make this on Talon because, look, Talon's not going to be in this comp very long. The minute I find Shaco, I'm just going to take out Talon. 1-star Talon, by the way. The minute I find Shaco, I'll just take him out and put this on Shaco. So that was why I thought it would be a good thing to put on the Talon. So Talon will just hold items until I can find Shaco right now, who really should be showing up sooner or later. That's my hope anyway. In the meantime, though, I really need Darius just to tank for as long as possible. It sure would be nice to find Braum so that I could get another frontline unit in there. Basically, I need my frontline to hold long enough for my assassins to kill things, while TF throws his wildcards and applies Morellos. But again, it's 1-star TF, so yeah, he's not going to do that much damage. Plus, he's only a 1-cost unit. But by the way, this is pretty hilarious as we're trying to kill this this Taric. But it's Challenger Taric, so he's attacking a little bit faster than normal. And yeah, now I'm starting to be a little bit more concerned about my board strength because it's these units I was playing early game are kind of falling off here, and still no other syndicate units. Again, I found 2 Zyras, I found 1 TF, I found 0 Shakos, I found 0 Brahms. Now I don't really expect to see a lot of Brahms yet, but not having found any of those units is a little bit concerning. It's like, where are all the syndicate units? Why am I not seeing any of these syndicate units? Well, again, Hoenga 2508 is taking a bunch of them out of the pool. Doyu 2 is taking them out of the pool. And then, wait a minute, then I see this Baba O Rum 21 as I'm just like randomly scrolling through. This is the person I'm hitting right now. Look at this person's board. They're sitting at level 5. What are they doing? Hyper rolling at level 5 for syndicate units. I was like, what? Why is this person still level 5? Why is this person just re-rolling for syndicate units? They have like 5 Shakos on their bench. I was like, what's going on here? This random person is just contesting every syndicate unit at level 5 at 30 HP. I was just like, what is this person doing? So yeah, this person, this is one of the people who was unranked when I checked the stats of this game. I think this was someone who literally just was very unfamiliar with teamfight tactics. And so they just sat at level 5, rolling, and apparently they decided to play Syndicate as well. So that's 3 other people that are playing Syndicate in this lobby. Hoenga has already taken 3 Shakos out of the pool. This person, Doya, has taken, I think, 2 Shakos out of the pool. And then that person, Baba O Rum, has like 5 Shakos, but is literally just hyper rolling for nothing but syndicate units. I was like, oh my god, all the units I'm trying to play, they're all being taken out of the pool by all these other players, and I can't do anything about it. I can't, like, tell them to stop playing these units. So this is not what I want to see at all. So now it suddenly becomes clear why I'm not seeing any of the syndicate units, because 4 people in this lobby are playing syndicates, which is not even popular right now. It's just very, very confusing how I just randomly ended up in this game where I have the perfect augment to play syndicates, but like the entire lobby is playing syndicates. So yeah, super duper confusing. Not sure what in the heck is going on there, but now I have to desperately try to figure out some way to get like a top 4 finish out of this game where I am being giga contested on my comp, and by people who are literally like sabotaging their own games just to take units out of the pool. You know, they're not deliberately doing it just to troll me, but like it just has happened that way that it's not working out for me like at all. All right, meanwhile, we're back to the Colossus board again, the Scion plus the Cho. And I mean, like, the other thing that's sad about this is everyone else in the lobby is utterly uncontested on their comps because everyone is playing syndicates. So, like, no one is contesting the Cho, no one's contesting the mutants that, like, this is a mutant board that this person's playing. No one's contesting any of these units. And in fact, with someone taking all the Shakos out of the pool, it should be relatively easy for this person to 3-star, like, the Cho. So, once again, I want to highlight the Morellos on Twisted Fate. You know, this person has put double redemption on the Cho'Gath, which is honestly kind of silly. You only need 1. But, like, look at the true damage burn. 3,800 damage, 3,800 true damage burn on a 1-star Twisted Fate with Morellos. It's really hard to believe that that unit did that much damage in the fight. So I really have no business winning that fight. At least I find 1 other TF, so hooray, I found 2 Zyras, 2 TFs, 3 Dariuses, 0 Shakos, 0 Brahms, and of course 0 Akalis, although I don't really expect to have found Akali yet. So much for playing 5 or 7 Syndicate. I can't even get to 5 Syndicate because I can't find any Shakos. There's just like no Shaco's anywhere in the pool because all the Shaco's are being taken out by these other players. Yeah, here's this person, Doyu too, who's not so much playing Syndicate as just playing Assassins, but like this person has 2 Shaco's and they've been taken out of the pool. So yeah, not gonna have a lot of luck against that person. You might have noticed I'm just playing this random Zillion 2-star that I just like happened to hit in the shop. So I actually am still winning these rounds because Darius has the Bramble Vest, which means he does really well against Assassins. But like, I cannot find any of my units that I'm going for. Like, literally none of my units. By the way, Baba Orum is still level 5, has, I think, 7 Zyras out of the pool, 8 Zyras, something like that. They're literally just sitting at level 5, hyper rolling, which is, you know, not going to work long term. This person's board is too weak. They're going to almost certainly lose in the long run, but wow, they sure are ruining my game. And they actually hit Shaco 3-star. I was like, wait, what? You're level 5 and you hit Shaco 3-star? You rolled at level 5 and hit Shaco 3-star? If you're rolling for Shaco, you need to be like level 7. The odds to find the 3-cost units, I believe, are only, what, I think they're like 20% at level 5? The odds are not very good to find 3-cost units, and yet this moron somehow finds a 3-star Shaco while hyper rolling at level 5. So he just took 9 Shakos out of the pool for me. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Jeez. Well, anyway, again, another side effect of all these units being taken out of the pool is it's really easy for someone who's playing Yordles to find their Yordles. Like, and this person who's playing the Yordles also has the Yordle dodge augment. So I was looking at this comp and I was like, wow, does this person just win the lobby? I think this person just wins the lobby because they've already hit 3-star Poppy, they've already hit 3-star Lulu. They are very close to 3-star Ziggs. They're at 8 Ziggs. And they've got the Yordle dodge augment, which is perfect for playing the comp, and it should be incredibly easy to hit 3-star Hymer and 3-star Vex because there's so many of these Shakos being taken out of the pool by all the people playing Syndicate. So I was like, yeah, I think that person who's playing the Yordles probably just wins the lobby off of that because everything's been set up for them. Well, anyway, so we have another carousel here. And on this carousel, I would very much like to take that rod so I could look to make an Archangel staff. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll take that and make Archangels. Yeah, okay. So that didn't happen. I guess I could take a Braum with a glove, but it's not really the item I want. I guess I could have picked that up and sold to make Last Whisper for Shaco, who is still missing in action here. So, yikes. Well, anyway, I'm going to look to go to level 8 here and see if I can roll and just see what I can find. I did find a Yuumi, so that'll get Scholar in. That's certainly very nice. So maybe someday I can put that Morelos on Yuumi. So now I'm able to find a Braum. We'll just drop the Poppy for that. I find another Braum. I find a random Jace. And I find a Seraphine. So I was like, is that better than the random Zillion? Probably. But what's probably better than both is the Jace. So I was like, alright, I guess I'll pick up Jace, and I hit Twisted Fate 2-star? Okay. I guess so. So I'm just going to play the Jace because I guess that gives me another option to play here. Why not? But, you know, this is not really the unit I'm looking for. Obviously, Akali is the unit that I most want, but could I maybe find one Shaco so I can at least play Syndicate 5? Unfortunately, it's really hard to find Shaco because, as we know, there's so many of them out of the pool thanks to all these people playing the same comp. Like, I think I should be able to beat this comp. And in fact, Zyra... Wait, you got me, Zyra? Zyra, remember, is getting the Syndicate bonus from all the other Syndicate units dying, and also has Yuumi backing her up right now. So this fight is pretty hilarious. She actually takes out the Galio, and then Yuumi keeps shielding her, and then she takes out the Taric too. So I was like, okay, that's pretty hilarious. In any case, now I get another choice, and I was like, Smoke Bomb? I don't know. I'm not really playing that many Assassins. Sunfire board, I already have Morelos. I end up taking Knife's Edge. I don't really get much use out of this, unfortunately, none of those options were really very good. I guess Assassins might have been slightly better, but, like, I'm not really doing much. Again, if I just had one Shaco here, I could replace the Talon. Remember, I just picked up that Talon intending to play him for, like, 1 or 2 rounds, and he's been in here for, like, 7 rounds. And I'm like, still rolling. I was like, no, I can't really play Janna. I'd rather have Yuumi. I think that's better. I can't find anything. I was like, where are my units? Where can I find one Shaco? One Shaco, please? Could I even find like an Echo or something? Well, I do find another Braum, so I guess I can pick that up, but yikes! I am not finding anything. Like, look how much gold I've rolled here. I found 2 Braums, I guess 3 now. So 3 Dariuses, 3 Braums, 3 TFs, 2 Zyras, but 0 Shakos, and of course 0 Akalis. So man, this is a rough Syndicate game. And here is the person who's really been messing up my game so badly, Baba Orum on 10 HP, who has 3-star Shaco with no items, by the way, 3-star Braum, and I don't really have enough damage to kill this comp. Like, I still got poor little TF there, who I guess is now 2-starred, but I just don't have anywhere near enough damage to kill this. So that means, unfortunately, I'm going to have to lock for the Braum, because I don't want to sell one of these units. I guess I could sell the TF, but I do want to have a TF on the bench, because I want to be able to sell and replace TF. If I would actually find a Kali, then I could transfer items off TF and onto a Kali. So, boy, this is a rough game here. So contested in this game. 4 people in this lobby playing the same thing. And unfortunately, I seem to be the one that could not hit any Shakos. So remember how early in the game I was like, man, I just need to get 1 Shako and my board will be in such great shape. Yeah, that has not happened. And unfortunately, I still have the Twitch, and we have the Twitch, and then we have a 1-star Talon still in there. Again, these are bad units that should not be getting played at this stage of the game, but I just have not been able to replace them. Like, I just don't have other units to put in over them. So I probably should have just started picking up some Enchanter units here. Like, pick up the Orianas. I have seen several Oris. Maybe pick up Taric. Just get some Enchanters in here, and just put any of my carry items on Jace. Like, that's probably the way I need to go here, because I need to do something, because these assassin units are completely useless, and I can always get assassin trait back in just by finding Shaco plus finding a Kali later on. So I think I'm sticking with the assassin units a little bit too long here. I'm going to do the best I can with these items. I'll make blue buff on TF. It is a very good item on TF. It's okay on a Kali. It's not great. And that leaves me with Titans for my other item. So again, I do find another Jace. So I was like, okay. That's something, at least. Can we find, like, another... Can we random our way into a 3rd Jace? I also should have picked up the Echo there and played that over... I should have played that over the 1-star Talon. That would at least be a little bit better. But really, I should have picked up, like, the Oris, picked up Taric. That would have allowed me to play two Enchanter and at least get me something more useful than these Assassins that are doing nothing. And then just take the items that are on the... Talon and move them over to Jace, because, I mean, he can just hold them, and then maybe if we find Shaco, Shaco could pick them up later on. But, like, I have no damage in my comp right now, and I was honestly a little shell-shocked at this point, just trying to figure out what in the world I was supposed to do, given the situation that I was in. It's certainly not helpful that that person, Hoenga 2508, is still win streaking, so that person's not going to be out of the lobby anytime soon. I was just like, what am I going to do? I'm not finding any of these units that I want. I mean, hooray, we finally find another Talon. But then I do get the Jace there, so I was like, all right, let's go ahead and make the Jace 2-star. I'll just go ahead and sell this Talon, I think, so that I can transfer these items over to Jace and look to play through the Jace for the time being. I think I'm a little too slow to do that because I didn't have another unit to put in, but I could have just put in another Zyra and put those units on Jace, or put those items on Jace. That definitely would have been better. All right, so we're up against another one of the Assassin players, Doyu2. This person's been playing Assassin, so again, I still only have the 4 Syndicate in, but I have Jace 2-star, so Jace is going to carry decently well. He'll at least do some damage, even though he has no items, so I need to get items over onto him. I was like, alright, I guess we're playing Jace now. Guess we're just playing Jace, trying to do the best we can in this situation. So yeah, that's... And this game is a total mess, and I'm just trying to scramble the best I can to try and get some kind of a decent finish out of it. But there is one piece of good news. Baba Orum gets knocked out, so all those Shakos will now go back in the pool. And oh, look what we get instantly. We instantly get a Shako, because that person who was holding 9 of them gets knocked out of the game. So, alright, that's something. Let's get rid of this stupid Talon. Let's put these items on Jace. Again, Twitch should really not be in here. Assassin Trade is basically useless until I get a Kali. Really should have some kind of Enchanter in this slot. But we finally get 5 Syndicate. Hooray! So now the Syndicate bonus will get applied to every unit instead of to just 1 unit in these fights. And that is a big deal. Sadly, though, I'm getting no value whatsoever out of the Knife's Edge augment. That just didn't end up working out at all, which is really sad. And TF's going to get Zephyred out of this fight, which is actually bad because TF is a huge amount of my damage. But look at this. Remember how I said that Yordle player probably just wins the lobby? That Yordle player already has Veigar in the game. Like, yeah, they already have Veigar on stage 5-3. So, yeah, that's not looking too good. Although we're actually killing most of the units, there's no way to get through the 3-star Vex. Vex just too tanky. So that's not enough to win the fight. I mean, it was reasonably close, but I can't match up with that. And at this point, I am 100% convinced that the Yordles player is going to win the lobby. Very little I can do to stop that. It's just me trying to make it as far as I can with the health that I have left. The good news is there's something that's really, really, really good on this carousel, and that is a Syndicate emblem. So I was like, oh, I still have an item slot left on Jace. Let's make Jace into a Syndicate. So now Jace will also start getting the benefit from the all-for-one augment. So every time a Syndicate unit dies, they will pass some of that benefit over to Jace. So that's going to make him much stronger. And it also allows me to get up to 7 Syndicates if I can ever find a Kali. So I was like, can we maybe find a Kali someday? We only need one more. I mean, I might as well keep rolling. I'm clearly never going to hit 9 in this game. Should have considered playing Seraphine as well. That would have given me the spotlight, and it was in a good spot. It was in the back corner. That would have been worthwhile to play. So again, I could have played some other units that could have made my board stronger. As I said, I could have maybe looked to play... I could have picked up those Jannas and maybe played Janna. I do have Scholar in, so I don't need 3 Scholar, but maybe I could have played Janna, maybe I could have played Ori, maybe I could have played Taric or Seraphine. Some of those units did show up, so there were some other options here. I mean, none of those things were good options, but they might have been able to help me out at least a little bit. Anyway, we're back up against the Colossus team once again. This person has filled out their team with Kaisa. So basically, this is all about, can we kill the Kaisa? Otherwise, she's going to kill us. But we actually do. I think she ticked to death on Morello's burn. So I've actually done fairly well against this team when I've seen it in the past. And that's because Twisted Fate has done such a good job of applying the Morello's burn to all those Colossus units. The Cho definitely should not have double redemption. That's kind of wasteful over there. So yeah, the Tahm Kench, who's 2-star Tahm Kench with Mutant Spatula, does keep eating my guys and creating items, which is a little bit scary. But it looks like we have enough to finish off that Zerat minion just before the time runs out. And oh, look at this! I've actually made it to top 4. So I am extremely pleased with that. I have outlasted Baba O'Rum, who finished in 7th place. I have outlasted Doyo too. Those were 2 people who are contesting my comp. Now, can I outlast Hoenga 2508? Probably not, because they have 67 HP. I'm not convinced that I'm going to be able to outlast them. They also have like 6 Shakos still sitting there on their bench. Really, the thing that's a disaster for me is the Yordle player, Jojo the Star. This person already has Vagar 2-star, and I know that when I hit that player, I'm going to lose. I'm just hoping that when I hit them and lose, I'll only take like 15 damage. Because I actually think I might have the 2nd strongest comp in the lobby right now. I just can't beat the Yordle player, and I lost a ton of health. So here we are up against Hoenga. This is the other person playing Syndicate. But I think I actually have a better board than them. Because the Jace with the Syndicate emblem is actually very strong. And we were able to pop the Shaco pretty quickly. Still got that Morello's burn. By the way, TF has just been amazing in this. TF does the most damage again, even though he just has a blue buff and Morello's. So once again, TF carrying me in these fights. But I know that sooner or later I'm going to hit this Yordle's board again. I'm just hoping that I can survive long enough so that these other people can get knocked out before me. Like, I'm pretty confident I can beat the other 2 players. I just need to not die to the Yordle's board. All right, here I'm going to get a Giant Slayer. Not exactly the item I want. I guess I can put it on TF and just have him continue to hold items for a Kali. If I can find a Kali, I will get up to 7 Syndicate. I'm also trying to figure out what other units to play because I really want the Twitch out of my comp. I was actually thinking I would play Vi. I should just take the Twitch out and play Vi. Shaco is not doing anything, so Assassin buff is basically useless right now. It's literally just, it's actually probably better to play Enforcer trait with the Vi than it is, or really the Taric as well. I should have considered Taric too. But I thought Enforcer trait might be useful here, so I might as well pick up the Vi's. I'd rather play, oh, and then I end up selling them. I don't know why I did that. I should have just held on to that unit. I would probably play Fiora over the Vi, but, Enforcer would not be bad at this stage of the game. But then I actually do find a Kali, and I was like, oh, okay, well, get out of there, Twitch. So now we've actually got a Kali, and the question was, do I want to transfer the items from TF over to a Kali? And I thought, yeah, I do think I want to do that. These are not amazing Akali items, but they're not bad. I have to think that she can use these better than TF, even though TF was 2-starred, and TF was giving me a lot of value. So I'm going to transfer these items over. I'm going to just position for the Yordle comp. It's the only one that I think that I'm really worried about. I think I can beat the other ones. So I'm going to transfer over here to the left-hand side. I did not position quickly enough to get Kali the nice edge buff, which would have been a good thing. And hey, I actually dodged the Shroud that's here. This person is getting binary airdrop, and they just random their way into a Shroud. But wow, that Vagar, ooh, he's got a Morello's, he's also got a Spear of Shojin. I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to win this fight. Can I kill enough units to avoid getting knocked out of the game? Come on, can we just kill that Ziggs? That Ziggs is like 5 HP, and no. No. -1 HP. If I had killed the Ziggs, I would have survived. I might have been able to get a 3rd place then, before I rotated around and hit that person again. But oh well. I am still pretty happy with the fourth place finish. But let's skip ahead a few minutes later because, as it turned out, the Yordles player actually ends up making Vagar 3-star. So I had to put this in the video, right? You guys have to see the Vagar 3-star. What actually happened is that person was in a position where they were about to win the lobby. They were beating the other person who's in second place by quite a bit, but they actually took the Vagar off the board so that they could extend the game by 2 more rounds. They had enough health that they could deliberately sack 2 rounds so that they could get the Vagar 3-star in. So that's what happened. They deliberately extended the game so that they could get up to the Vagar 3-star. And I figured you guys would enjoy seeing that in this video. So this is the first time I'd ever seen Vagar 3-star. Vagar's ability tosses lots of little Fury Horns on the board. And at rank 1, he tosses 20. And at rank 2, I believe he tosses 30. And at rank 3, he tosses 99. So 99 Fury Horns, each of which is doing, with 30% extra AP, about 900 damage. So yeah, he tosses 99 of them that each does about 900 damage. And he's got Shojin and Morello. So yeah, even though this other board's pretty strong, it's actually not that strong because he didn't, like the person in second place did not hit 2-star Kaisa. I mean, there's no way that this person could stand up to 3-star Vagar. So all right, let's enjoy the show. Get ready to see all the Fury Horns coming down. And boom, boom, boom. Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of little critters coming down from the sky. And they just kind of come down endlessly. So it's like rain falling out of the sky. And sadly, the second place person just quits the game before they actually even lose. But, oh well. Hey, you know what? I'm satisfied with this match. I managed to top 4. I outlasted 3 of the other... I outlasted 2 of the other 3 of the people that were contesting me. Couldn't find Shaco at all. I was on 1-star TF and 1-star Zyra for most of the game. Took forever to find Braum. But hey, I still was able to top 4. And we got to see the 3-star Vagar in the end. So I consider that worth, in my opinion. Anyway, this was certainly a weird game, a unique game. I hope it was interesting to watch, but making the best of a bad situation. You definitely don't high roll every game. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, see you guys soon.